Faza and the love that hurt gently. Some love doesn't arrive loudly. It doesn't knock on the door of your life with promises and fireworks. Some love walks in quietly, sits beside you, and slowly becomes your heir. That was you. And that was me. And that was Faza. I didn't fall in love the day we met. I fell in love the day I realized I could breathe easier when you were near. Love wasn't excitement. It was comfort. It was silence that didn't scare me. It was being understood without explaining everything. But the most dangerous love is the one that feels safe. Because when it leaves, it doesn't shatter you all at once. It hurts gently, slowly, like something soft pressing against your heart until you forget what peace feels like. I remember how love lived between us, not in big moments, but in the small ones, in the way your presence softened my thoughts, in the way my name sounded different when you said it, in the pauses where words weren't needed. Love didn't rush us. It stayed. It breathed. It became part of the air. Faza held us together. But gentle love has a cruel side. It teaches you to lower your guard, to stop protecting your heart, to believe that maybe, just maybe, this time won't hurt. And that belief is where pain begins its quiet work. You didn't leave suddenly. You slowly stopped staying, and not hurt more than any goodbye ever could. I felt it in the air first, the change, the distance, the absence growing louder than your presence. Faza noticed before I did. Love didn't break loudly. It thinned. It faded. It turned into effort. And one day I realized I was holding on to memories while you were holding on to excuses. Still, I loved you gently. I stayed quiet. I adjusted. I gave more than I should have just to keep what was already slipping. That's the thing about gentle love. You don't notice how much it takes from you until you're empty. I blamed myself. Maybe I asked for too much. Maybe I felt too deeply. Maybe my heart was heavier than you wanted to carry. But love shouldn't feel like you're apologizing for existing, and yet, I did. The nights were the worst, because that's when love came back as memory. I'd lie awake, breathing air that still felt like you, missing someone who hadn't fully left but wasn't really there. That kind of pain doesn't scream. It whispers. It sits in your chest. It waits. And Faza heard every silent breakdown. I cried without sound. I smiled during the day. I pretended I was okay, because it was easier than explaining a hurt that didn't have a clear reason. How did it end? People ask. It didn't end. It dissolved. Into unanswered messages, into changed tone, into distance that grew politely. That's what hurt the most, not the loss, but how gentle it was. No anger, no closure, just absence. Love didn't stop me. It slowly forgot me. And I stayed longer than I should have because gentle love makes you believe that patience will save it. It doesn't. Sometimes love isn't meant to be saved. Sometimes it's meant to be felt and released. But letting go of something soft hurts more than letting go of something cruel, because soft love teaches you hope. I had to relearn how to breathe without you. The air felt unfamiliar, heavier, lonelier. But Faza stayed. It reminded me that I existed before you, that my heart knew how to beat without waiting for someone else's rhythm. Healing wasn't dramatic. It didn't come with sudden strength. It came quietly, like learning how to inhale again after crying too long. Some days I missed you. Some days I missed who I was with you. Some days I missed the version of love that felt gentle and safe. But missing doesn't mean returning, and loving gently doesn't mean tolerating pain. I forgave you, not because you asked, but because I deserved peace. I forgave myself too, for staying, for hoping, for loving without armor. Because loving gently was never a weakness. It was courage. Now when I think of you, there's no bitterness, just softness, like a memory that no longer hurts but still matters. Faza carries that memory, not as pain, but as proof that my heart is capable of love that doesn't need to wound loudly to be real. And if I love again, I will still love gently, but I will choose someone who knows how to stay in the same softness they arrived. Because love should feel like air, not something you're slowly losing. And if it ever hurts again, I know where to cry. The air will listen. Faza always does.